So today we're going to talk about civil rights and Frederick Douglass. So to begin, I just kind of put the introduction to civil rights, which are the rights of people that may not be infringed upon by the government, um, rights that can't be unreasonable or treated based on unconstitutional differences. Now we're going into Frederick Douglass, things about his life and other things, other neat stuff. Here's a quote: "If there is no struggle, there is no progress," by him. And I'm going to read a monologue that I've written a couple weeks ago. I had some preface on Frederick Douglass beforehand. It goes, "Good evening, all. I hope you're well. I'm bringing this message to you today to inform you that I am currently plotting my great escape. I shall dress like that of a sailor and hop onto a train. It's brilliant, truly. Slavery is inhumane, and I do not stand for it. I've spent months and months asking why I'm in this position, but now I know my purpose. I need to escape. People need to know that this life is no life for a human. In this life I see our rights being walked upon. It is with great honor that I bring my books and services to you. I want you to know my story, to take a look at my path. I deeply hope that these words flow in a rhythm that is of comprehension to you, for you cannot understand the path I have traveled, and I don't expect you to. I'm telling you now, I have seen dark days. Thinking would make me lie awake most nights, but now I encourage you. Stand up for your rights." So we're going to talk a little bit about his early life. He was born in Maryland. His exact birth date is unknown, but later on in life he decided to just say that he was born sometime in February, obviously in 1818. He was born into slavery, and he developed some skills such as reading, and he's already had handy skills as well. So the slave owner's wife taught Douglass how to read, and whenever the husband found out, he banned those two from being together and reading together anymore. But Douglass later used these skills that he had gotten from Sophia to escape in 1838. And the way that he escaped was he would dress like that of a sailor and just kind of pretended. And there was, I guess, some vulnerable, easily manipulated white people who fell for it. So now we're going to talk about his achievements. He joined the Anti-Slavery Society, which was an abolitionist society founded by William Lloyd Garrison and Arthur Tappan. He also wrote several biographies about his experience as a slave and met with Abraham Lincoln to discuss abolishing slavery. Which brings us to the Underground Railroad, which we know about Harriet Tubman and all that. He was also a conductor of part of that. He's known as many things, such as a writer, publisher, abolitionist, and a public speaker, but he's most commonly known as a reformer. In his era, he was a huge advocate for civil rights, not only rights for African Americans, but rights of the people. He attended the Seneca Falls Convention, which was the first women's rights convention held in New York of 1848. He also published a newspaper called the North Star and attended anti-slavery meetings in England. And while he was there, a group of people donated money, or raised money, so he could get out of his slave owners' hands. They raised approximately $780, I'm pretty sure. Then just a little bit about the Seneca Falls Convention. It was founded by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. 300 women and 40 men went the second day to discuss women's rights. The Declaration of Sentiments was established there, which is basically the push for women's rights, the biggest push for women's voting rights. They were big advocates for the 14th Amendment as well, which was naturalization. And I think that brings us to the end of my spiel on Frederick Douglass, because there's not that much listed of him, but I got the main points or whatever. So yeah.